Hello, and welcome to my channel, The Entrepreneurial Mindset. My name is Jay Berman, and today's topic is the better marketing strategy. So I define marketing as persuading customers your product works better by delivering better benefits than your competitors. In other words, your product delivers better gains, outcomes, or results. Also, your product provides better value for your budget for a specific gain, outcome, or result than your competitors. So in other words, what are better benefits? Well, it means that whatever you're promising, you're keeping and fulfilling. So better benefits means promises kept or fulfilled. If you're familiar with marketing, either because you took a course or maybe read a marketing textbook, you're probably familiar with the famous 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion. Well, in what I recommend in the better marketing strategy, you have the same components. So when you look at product, how are you designing your product? How are you creating a better product via design, by having better features, maybe better benefits? Maybe your price is better for the promises you are keeping. Maybe you're offering a better location or availability, or maybe you're promoting better. I define advertising as the pre-purchase promotion and customer service as your post-purchase promotion. And your goal is to develop a loyal customer base, a loyal fan base, because loyal customers are ones who prefer your product over your competitors. So what is a customer? I define a customer as somebody who buys benefits at an affordable price. And all consumers go through a very similar buying process. Everybody recognizes a need or a want or a concern or an interest, and they're looking for satisfaction. They want to be happy with the products that they buy. So they want to achieve a desired outcome or result. They'll research their product choices. They'll look at the features. They'll look at prices. And basically, they're going to buy based on price, what they can afford, and versus the promises, things like warranties and things like that. And we all basically have the same necessities, the same priorities. Shelter, such as either because you own a home or you rent, energy, food, personal care products, soap, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrush, clothes and shoes, car, your payment, your gas, your maintenance, healthcare, and career. So, career education, skills training, certification, licenses, and or a degree. So what is a loyal customer? Well, a loyal customer prefers and recommends your product because it's better, because you've kept your promises, you've fulfilled your promises. So all customers are both price conscious and quality conscious. So in other words, we're trying to get the best quality products for the money that we can afford based on price. But loyal customers, they tend to be more quality conscious. In other words, they may be willing to pay more based upon the trust that you've developed with that customer over a long period of time, because your products have kept their promises, or you've actually kept your promises by designing better products. And the great advantage of having loyal customers is that they're cheaper to retain. In other words, they demand fewer refunds, they have fewer complaints, and they tend to be your biggest fans. So they'll put reviews on their social media accounts, things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And the great thing about loyal customers is that that's the key to long-term profits. In a previous video, I talk about how maybe 1 out of 4 small businesses will survive 10 years. Okay, so in order to survive the 10 years or more, you need long-term profits for a higher rate of return. Now, in any marketing textbook or marketing course, they talk about marketing segmentation. So in other words, how do you define your products? Very common to use demographic segmentation, which is your customer facts, the age of the customer, whether they're male or female, religion, ethnicity, marital status, occupation, education. Behavioral segmentation, customers examine features, which is your product facts, and seek benefits, again, the outcomes, gains, and results that they're looking for, and also frequency of purchase. Are these customers one and done? Do they need the product daily, like prescriptions? Do they need something weekly, like food, groceries? Is it something monthly, like internet service? Or is it something yearly, like renter's insurance? Another way to define your customers is location, location of customers and population density. So in other words, are your customers located in urban areas, cities, suburbs, or maybe rural counties? What is the availability, reliability of retail stores in that particular area, warehouses for you to store your goods, the products that you're selling, your inventory? How about postal services? Is it reliable? And is there reliable internet service, particularly if you're selling online? Then there's psychographic segmentation. What do customers do for fun in their leisure time, such as sports, exercise, outdoor activities, travel, hobbies? So let's talk about better product design by defining what is a good. A good is something you own. So like clothes, furniture, a car, things like that. A service. Now a service I define as an experience you rent that transform your good from working to non-working. So for example, we all have cell phones, but the problem is this thing doesn't work unless you have phone service, right? Pretty basic concept. So the most common service, of course, is energy. But we also have other important services such as banking, insurance, car, health, life, home, repairs, right? Your car, your home, or appliances in your home, travel, hotels, airlines, and entertainment, tickets for movies, concerts, Broadway shows, and then, of course, education is an important service. So if you're looking to gain a license or perhaps certification, or even ultimately a college degree. So while you're designing your product, it's probably a good idea to be, what I call a reverse engineer. In other words, examine your competitors' products design. What are they offering, or what are they doing that are better than you? So in other words, what features? So what's a feature when it comes to goods? Well, those are your product facts, things that you can see, touch, taste, hear, smell, using our 5 senses. For example, color, dimensions, height, length, width, weight, the material of the good, the fabric or perhaps metal, ingredients, organic versus non-organic ingredients. When it comes to features of services, again, your experiences, what you can see, like a movie, or feel, your emotions when it comes to that service, taste, and what you can hear. And again, benefits are the quality outcomes, gains, or results that delight customers after they purchase. Are you offering a better price? So there are basically three pricing strategies: higher price, same price, or a lower price. However, cheaper is not necessarily better. Um, in other words, if you can offer a better product, people may be willing to pay, a slightly higher price. Now, just understand that economics comes into people's purchasing decisions. So some important economic factors that influence pricing decisions, purchasing decisions. Number one, of course, would be employment. People feel that their jobs and incomes are secure to make purchases beyond the priorities I talked about previously. Inflation, which has been a major problem in the United States in the last 4 years, the rate at which prices increase. And then, of course, the government defines disposable income, the money people have after they pay their taxes. So income, sales, property. What money do you have available after you pay your taxes? According to economic principles, is defined as disposable income. Another important economic concept is price elasticity. Price sensitivity when customers have many or few choices. So, for example, let's take sneakers. You got plenty of choices and a wide range of prices. That's because you have so many choices. So the prices would be considered elastic. Versus fuel, gasoline, we really only don't have too many choices in terms of gasoline. It's really just one product. You can buy it at multiple places, but they basically all of the gas stations charge the same amount of money, and therefore fuel, gasoline would be considered inelastic because you really don't have too many choices. Now, if your car is, a hybrid or an electric car, that would be different. But for the vast majority of people, we're still using gasoline-powered cars, so we're pretty much at the mercy of the gas stations and whatever they charge. So in that case, that would be inelastic prices. The government has a huge influence on the price of goods and services based on regulations, compliance, and of course taxes. For example, a good example of a tax would be a sales tax. And then of course, your product costs. How much does it cost to produce your good or service? And they're basically two costs, fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are payable regardless of how much you sell. For example, if you need an office, if you need employees, in other words, you have to pay your office rent regardless of how many goods or services you sell, and you have to pay your employees regardless of how much they sell. And then, of course, there's a variable cost, which is the cost directly tied to the actual production of your good or service, so materials, ingredients, and labor, factory labor. Then, are you offering a better place, which in marketing is called a marketing channel? So what is a channel? Well, there are two major ones. There's your traditional retail brick and mortar store, and then of course there's the online store, or perhaps you have both. Okay, many companies have both. For example, Walmart has their traditional stores. You can also buy their products online. And then of course there's Amazon, which is strictly just an online store. They don't really have brick and mortar stores. So what's the advantage of having a retail store? Well, you maybe are offering a really convenient, better location because you're near customers, but just understand that there are high fixed costs to owning your own retail store, or rent. There's the store rent, and then of course there are employees to man the store. Online stores tend to be much cheaper to operate. Your fixed costs are pretty minimal. You have web hosting. The one big cost to owning an online store is where do you keep your inventory? So you may have to rent storage space. And then, of course, there's the cost of mailing the good of service to the customer. Online stores, I would recommend, should be mobile friendly because your cell phone is your new downtown. So this is where people are buying their goods and services. So your website needs to be, your e-commerce store needs to be mobile friendly. The big challenge when owning an e-commerce store is the fear of credit card fraud. I mean, if you think about it, how many companies have your credit card on file? Probably quite a few. So if you are a new company, a new product, a new good or service, people may not want to buy from you because they're afraid of giving their credit card to one more person. So people tend to prioritize or limit the number of people that they give their credit card to. As I mentioned earlier, maybe you're offering better promotions. So let's take a look at advertising, which is I defined as it's before purchase. So in other words, when it comes to promotion, you want to design one consistent message demonstrating or explaining why your product is better than your competitors. So advertising has three concepts: advertising reach, the number of prospects you need to become aware of your product's existence; advertising frequency, the number of times you display or show your advertisement to prospects; and then there's advertising effectiveness. In other words, the number of prospects who become buyers to achieve your revenue goals. For example, your advertising reach might be 1 million prospects, okay? And maybe those prospects are seeing your advertising, once, twice, 3 times, 10 times. And then the effectiveness would be, okay, out of the 1 million people, how many do you need to become customers in order to achieve your revenue goals? So it becomes a numbers game. So maybe 1 million people will see your advertising once, maybe 100,000 people will see it more than once, they'll see it twice, maybe 10 times, and then maybe of those 100,000, maybe 10,000 will actually become actual buyers. So again, it becomes a numbers game. And again, how much does it cost to reach those number of customers? What is the cost of actually advertising frequency? How many times do you have to advertise? I mean, you can't really just advertise once. You really have to advertise multiple times, particularly if you are a new entrepreneur, a new business. And then customer service, I define as post-purchase reinforcement. So in other words, you want to set up a customer service where you can make it easy for people to complain. And again, complaints are not a bad thing. It's feedback. And it's pretty easy to set up customer service. You can just do it through email. But make sure you have some sort of timely response. The standards is usually, responding to emails within 24 to 48 hours is pretty standard. The first thing you want to do is acknowledge the customer's complaint and their feelings, determine the root cause of the complaint. Why are they complaining? Why is it that they don't think your product is better than another competitor's? Offer solution, and you want to gain the customer's agreement. You want to communicate the resolution and follow up with that customer. Make sure that they are satisfied. Again, you're reinforcing that the purchase, and in the hope that they purchase again. You want to record the complaint and resolution for future reference. And if it's a frequent or common complaint, I recommend you post that complaint and that solution under frequently asked questions, which should be a separate page on your website. So yeah, so don't underestimate the power of customer service. Again, you're reinforcing that they made a good choice, that they made a better choice by buying your product. So that's what I have for today. If you have any questions or comments or complaints, please use the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for more educational content about entrepreneurship, and thank you for watching.